as you can see here, today we have another Hell Let Loose video, which was, to my surprise, very requested by most of you. And the first video I uploaded was my best performing video so far, so I'm back with another one. I'd imagine since Hell Let Loose is, I don't want to say a niche game, but it's definitely got its select fan base. I'm not surprised that it has its own, or not a lot of people would be doing ASMR videos on it. I just did it because I thought it would be cool, and I thought I'd be one of the first ones to do it, which I might be. I don't know. This isn't something that I would watch myself, if I'm being honest, but different strokes for different folks, right? Anyway, if you can't tell, hold on, ignore that background noise for 2 seconds. If you can't tell, I am not playing this live. I am recording the audio afterwards because I decided that I was going to try recording the audio afterwards because Hell Let Loose is kind of a game that's hard to play without audio, you know? You can't hear your teammates, you can't hear where the shots are coming from, yada yada yada. So, I'm trying this out, so there's not going to be any clicking or keyboard noises or anything, and so if that's your thing, I'm sorry. I'm watching the gameplay as I record this, but with the free program I use, I can't record my voice over the video. So if the audio and the video are a little off, like if I'm talking about something that's happening in game and it has or has not happened yet, and it's not like directly lined up, I'm sorry. But anyway, I don't plan on talking about the game the entire time. I just thought this would be a good background, especially since you guys were requesting it so much. But before I get started, I do have a hard candy I'm going to pop in my mouth while we chat. If I could get this open. Hopefully it'll help my throat. Because I tell you, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but whispering for a long period of time, it hurts after a while. Alright. So, when I logged on to Hell Let Loose today, I was able to get on a map that I don't normally get to play on. I don't think I've ever played on this map. It's called Hill 400 or something like that. And I had a lot of fun playing as the Americans. I went with the Rifleman class just because I haven't played in a while, so I didn't want to have anything that had too much responsibility. I probably haven't played Hell Let Loose since my last video. Not for any reason other than my friends and I go through waves of being busy and being not, being busy and being not, so a lot of us will have time for video games, and then all of a sudden all of us won't. So it's a pretty hard thing to balance sometimes. But anyway, I was just playing by myself in this one. I wasn't really talking to my team much, although I could hear what they were saying. But yeah, I just didn't really want to have that much responsibility. I kind of wanted to just run around and kill people. So, and that's what I did. My game, I actually started off doing pretty well. But towards the end, I had a couple of embarrassing moments, like missing 8 shots in a row on a guy that was hip firing with an MG and was able to kill me from a distance. But you know, I've never claimed to be really good at this game. I probably have less than 15 hours on this game. I think I probably have 10. I can check actually. Hold on. Oh, okay. I have 20 hours. on Hell Let Loose, which I would imagine for the majority of the fan base, it's not a lot. Not a lot at all. But I'm still learning, and I have a lot of fun with this game, honestly. Especially after Call of Duty Vanguard was such a letdown. I mean, people were hating Call of Duty Vanguard before it even came out, which happens with a lot of Call of Duties. But when Vanguard launched their open beta, I was like, okay, that actually wasn't too bad. Like, I think I'm not supporting their business practices or anything at all with how they're just trying to scam every Call of Duty player for skins now, but when the game first came out, I thought that the gameplay was actually pretty fun, like for a Call of Duty game. And I know a lot of people hate the World War II shooters that Call of Duty does now. Like, Call of Duty World War II wasn't that well received either, but I really liked Call of Duty World War II, and I was excited that we were getting another World War II Call of Duty game, especially for Warzone, because I'm a big Warzone fan, or at least I was. And then, as Vanguard multiplayer at least went on through the seasons, they just went absolutely batshit insane. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with all of these, like, sponsor, or maybe not sponsor, like, collaboration brand deals with, let's see if I can name all of them here. They had, what's that anime that they did? Was it Attack on Titan? I don't know anything about anime, so, if you guys know what that is, they had an Attack on Titan skin. Then they had, Godzilla versus King Kong. We had those skins. Then they had a Terminator skin collaboration. Then they had another one. I'm forgetting. And then here and there they have a bunch of other brand collaborations. It's just eventually the game, like, I remember originally the people that made the game were like, it's going to be an authentic World War II experience, and that just was not true at all. It may have started off, no, it didn't even start off that way, because, you know, a typical World War II game, like the one you're watching me play right now, is, you know, Axis versus Allies. You know, the Germans versus, and the Japanese versus, you know, Americans, the British, the French, everybody else. But Vanguard did not start off that way because they did not have any Axis players in the game at all. Like, you cannot play as, there's no enemy team, so it was just like all of these, like, obviously woke based characters fighting each other. And that was really lame because that already took the feeling out of a World War II game. But then they released all of these skins that were like futuristic, neon, weird things. Like, listen, skins are one thing, but in a World War II game, you should probably make the skins like at least closely related to World War II. You know, like in Modern Warfare, they had some funny ones. Like, they had the anime girl ones. Those were kind of funny. Like, my buddy bought the anime girl riot shield, and we all thought that was hilarious. But, like, they didn't push the boundary too far. Like, they tried to make the guns look cool, and then it kind of went off the rails with Black Ops Cold War, didn't it? Because then they started doing the Mastercraft bundles, which were guns that were just didn't even look like guns. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really liked, like, the skin system when Modern Warfare first came out and Warzone first came out. But now it's like, it's so predatory, I think. especially for like younger people or younger kids, I should say. In my humble opinion. But yeah, Vanguard did not deliver on its promises to be a authentic World War II experience, especially since they just added Menendez from Black Ops 2 as a playable character with a gun from Infinite Warfare, I believe it's from. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like, what are we doing, guys? I don't know if Activision and company are just trying to get as much money as possible before Microsoft takes over their company, which is completely possible. And I know a lot of people probably didn't like Microsoft's acquisition of Activision. But I honestly, in terms of gaming, I really don't think Microsoft is that bad of a company. I might not have all the facts, but just from what I know, like having Xbox Game Pass is so cool of them to just be like, hey, here's all of these hit titles for like $10 a month, go fucking nuts. And then they're trying to compete with Roblox, with like the Minecraft Bedrock edition, and like all of the weird like packs, but for the most part, I think they took Minecraft in a pretty good direction. Like, whenever I hop on Minecraft, 10 years or more after release, I still think it's fun. And I played Minecraft when it first came out. Like, I mean, like, before there was like when, I'm sure some of you guys might be too young to remember, or didn't play back when Minecraft was young, back when Minecraft first came out, whatever. But the only food you'd be able to eat is pork chops and cake. Like, the only way you could get food was you'd either make cake or bread. Bread was another one. Or kill pigs. Like, cows didn't drop anything. You could only get sheep or wool from sheep if you sheared them. Like, there was not a lot to the game, and now Microsoft took Minecraft and made it this crazy in-depth game. I mean, it was already in-depth when Mojang was the ones that owned it, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. So I think Microsoft will take Call of Duty in a good direction, especially because they're not coming out with the Call of Duty next year. So we will have Modern Warfare 2 for 2 years, which I think is awesome. It will give them enough time to give content and good content to the game. And if it has a 2-year life cycle, like, they can do so much more than having to squeeze everything into a year. And if it has a 2-year life cycle, I would hope they wouldn't be that afraid to, like, if the game wasn't ready, they could delay the game. Which is another pet peeve of mine, is like people coming out with games that also ignore this part. I couldn't figure out how to get around into the building, and then I just got lit up. I was like, wow, how the fuck do I get in here? But anyway, people releasing games before they're ready, it just blows my mind. It's like with Battlefield 2042, that game was not ready to come out, yet they released it, and now it's like, it's FUBAR. Like, I don't think they're ever gonna be able to come back, no matter how many Jack Frags videos that say, oh my god, Battlefield 2042 is actually fun now. Like, it's the Battlefield name right now is ruined. I'm pretty sure there's still more people playing Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 than people are playing Battlefield 2042. Like, that's bad. Battlefield 1 came out when I was in high school, like early high school, and if there's still more people playing that than this, oh my god, that guy scared the shit out of me. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how I got on this rant about Call of Duty, but and Battlefield. Oh, because I was saying that Hell Let Loose is fun. And Vanguard is not. I actually sunk a decent amount of hours in the Vanguard though. Like I said, it was the gameplay wise, it was fun. So like, if me and my friends were on grinding guns for Warzone, we'd have a good time. I could also make a Warzone video if you guys wanted, but I just have not played that game in a long time. We used to get on every single night and play Warzone. Every single night, especially when it first came out during the pandemic. Oh my god. That was like our favorite thing to do every single night. But it's kind of taken a weird turn, a weird direction, and like I said, I don't know how old a lot of you guys are that listen to my videos. I don't really have enough of a following to get analytics yet, but I tell you what, like if you're in high school, definitely appreciate the time that you have while you're in high school, even if you feel like high school sucks. Like, just trust me, because being able to go home and play video games with your friends, or having the time to see your friends after school or whatever, like all the time, is something that I took for granted when I was in high school. And people always told me, when you get older, you're not going to be able to see your friends as much, you're not going to have as much time, because you're going to be doing, adult things, which, it's a fact of life, but you really gotta take those moments of, like, being able to be with your friends. Like, you can't take those for granted. Like, I'm not saying I don't get to see my friends, but, like, I probably get to talk or, like, see my friends in person, like, once a week, maybe. And then, like, also just being, like, you see all the memes, it's like, oh, your best friend said you'll get on tomorrow, and then it's like 3,000 days later, then they haven't been on. That's the truth. Like, that really happens. Like, I have a core group of like 5 friends. Like, I mean, I have more friends, but like those are my friends that I've had forever, and we used to play video games together, literally every night. And now I feel lucky if I can get to talk to them a night a week, 2 nights a week, and play video games. It's I remember me and one of my friends had COVID at the exact same time, and we literally for 2 weeks, because we both got it really bad. I think we got it from the bar. We got it really bad, and we got to play video games together for like 2 weeks. We played 7 Days to Die. I don't know if you guys know that game. It's like a survival horror zombie game. Not really horror, a survival zombie game. What else we play? Oh, Ready or Not. That like SWAT game. I just came out, so we were playing that, but it was just like, despite being the most sick I've ever been in my entire life. And listen, I'm not somebody that gets sick often, and I'm also not like a COVID crazy person. So when I got hit with COVID that hard, it was brutal. But anyway, we're both sick for like 2 weeks, and I was sitting there, despite thinking how sick I was thinking, man, like, this is good. Like, I haven't been able to do this with my friends in so long. Just do nothing and don't have to think about anything. Just sit there and play video games with each other. And you don't really get that anymore. Especially once you start growing up and you graduate high school. And, my friend group is pretty diverse between, like, going into the military or going into college or going into trade school or whatever. Like, not one of us took the same path, and especially if you're not taking the same path, it makes it hard to keep in contact all the time and, like, see each other all the time. Because I went the college route. I'm the only one of my friends that decided to go to college. So I'm going to college, and my other friend joins the Navy, and my other friend becomes a fireman, and then my other friend becomes an electrician. College student, a fireman, electrician, and a sailor don't typically have the same schedule, Oh, and my other friend is working in a local like company around us, and that's a whole other story, his story. But anyway, but when you're in high school, we'll say, and your the only big difference in your schedule is when you have lunch or when you have English class. It's it's a lot easier to see your friends. I know this has been a long ramble, but long story short, see your friends while you can, especially if you're listening to this and you're in high school. Make time to see your friends. Go out to lunch after school or something, and just don't take those long gaming nights for granted where you're playing Search and Destroy until 3 a.m., or you're playing Warzone or Fortnite or 2K or whatever weird, whatever game you play, or whatever things you like to do. Just don't take those times for granted. That's all. That's my life advice for today. Speaking of, I was also thinking about making videos like giving advice or like talking about things I could give advice on. Like I said, I'm a college student. I think I've mentioned I'm a college student before. I'm in my 5th year right now, so I'm in my last year of college. So like, if I could give any advice on college for you guys, or like the process of getting into college, or which colleges you should go to, or like what programs you want to be in, or depending on what you want to do, obviously. I'd be more than happy to make like an advice video for people like that, or advice on just life things. I feel like I've lived long enough at this point that I can give advice to some people that are younger than me. I've figured a lot of things out the hard way. So if you guys would be interested in like fireside chats, well, we could call them, or something like that, I'd be more than happy to do that. I could do it over more Hell Let Loose gameplay, since that seems to do really well on my channel. No, I would probably just put something random over that, because at that point I wouldn't label it like a video about a video game. I would just label it like a chatting video, which honestly that's what this kind of was. But it's been nice because I could just talk and not have to focus on the game, and like, although it does kind of suck because I have to take like an hour to record, and then I have to take like another hour to talk over the video that I just recorded. But that's okay. I don't really have much going on today anyway. That's not going to be for long though, because obviously, like I said, I'm a student, so and school started back up, and I tell you what, going through grad school is a whole different beast than your normal college. And I'm in some like fast track program for grad school, so it's not going to take as long as it normally would to do what I want to do. Which maybe when I get more comfortable sharing things about myself on the internet, I will share. But for now, I'll keep it a little elusive. I gotta keep you guys on your toes. But it's just like, you know how in some, like, I'm sorry if I'm saying like so much, that just happens when I'm rambling off the top of my head. You know what, when you're in class, if you're a college student or had been in college, like, you get points for attendance. You'll say, so like, if you have 10 classes and you miss a class, you'll get a 9 out of 10 on attendance or something like that. So it would be an easy like 10 out of 10 if you just showed up to class, or had showed up with your allotted amount of absences. But in these grad school classes I'm taking, on the syllabus, it just says attendance is expected. So it's like I don't even get any points, but they'll deduct me points for not being around. It's just like, it's expected. Like, trust me, I understand, because grad school is like the big boys. Like, there's no fucking around, but it's also like, bro, relax. Like, I don't know. Anyways, long story short, yeah, if you guys want advice on college, please I would love to. I would love to hear it. And just for context, I was not a frat bro. I did not go to a party school. I did not want to go to a party school. I did not even live on campus. I commuted to my schools. I would just do different schools. Um, so I can't give you any advice on like what happens if your frat bro has sex with your girlfriend at the rush. You know, but I can certainly give you advice on how to socialize like normal people. Like I said, not like frat bros. No disrespect if you're a frat bro. My cousin, who I'm very close with, is a frat bro, but I just not my crowd. In college, at least. I'm sure you're a nice person if you're watching a Hell Let Loose ASMR video, but anyway, it's hard going to college, especially when none of your friends went to college, and creating a whole new friend group, and especially doing it during a pandemic. So, I can give some advice on college and school and just how to get through it if anyone needs that. Maybe I should just do that anyway. I think I could give some good advice. It's it's a wild ride, college, even if you're just someone like me who's just commuting to school and just trying to get their degree and go home. Anyway, so I think the gameplay is almost over here. I think we got a couple minutes left. Towards the end here is when my gameplay kind of starts to take a drop. I don't know what happened. Like, I think I got like 6 or 7 kills in the first half of the game, and in the second half I just fell apart. I think I was getting tired. Sometimes, like when you're playing Hell Let Loose by yourself and you just die and die and die, it just is like, what am I doing? You know, it's I don't think it's a game I really enjoy playing by myself all too much, but I love playing it with my friends. I think it's a great game. Maybe I should record some gameplay with my friends. I mean, not with them talking, but also, I don't know if I have any metal fans in the crowd, but Megadeth's new album came out, I believe, either yesterday or the day before. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. I'm kind of saving it for one of my drives to school to listen to the whole thing. But I did listen to, sorry, I'm readjusting in my chair. I did listen to all of the singles they released, which was We'll Be Back, Night Stalkers, and Soldier On. And I gotta say, I really liked all of those songs. Night Stalkers had to grow on me because the weird Ice-T feature kind of threw me off, and I gotta say, listen, Dave Mustaine is the thrash metal god and forever will be. I'm a huge Metallica fan, but you know, you gotta call it like it is, right? Dave Mustaine is the god of thrash metal, but he needs to get a ghostwriter. Like, his lyrics are just so out there these days. I also, I listened to the title track of the album, which is called The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead. And I tell you what, those lyrics were dog shit. The instrumental was good. Every Megadeth instrumental is good, but Dave's lyrics, they are much better on Dystopia, I think. But I haven't listened to the whole album yet. They also have a Sammy Hagar feature, which is pretty fucking cool. They covered This Planet's on Fire with Sammy Hagar singing, which is pretty cool. But I thought We'll Be Back was a great song, and still it's a great song. Soldier On is good. Soldier On kind of reminds me of something that would have been on Countdown to Extinction. But then We'll Be Back and Night Stalkers kind of sounded like it would be on, Holy Wars or any like the really early thrash stuff that Megadeth did. But I was looking at some reviews online just because I wanted to see how it was being perceived, and it might have been Kerrang, or it was some rock and roll metal site, and it said that this album is a continuation of the second golden age of Megadeth. So I was like, oh, that's a lot more praise than I thought it was gonna get. And then another website said it was like a 4 out of 5. So I'm excited to listen to the whole thing. I just think that Dave Mustaine is getting old, and while I appreciate him and forever will, he needs to get someone to write his lyrics for him. Because I also heard there's a song on the album called Mission to Mars, and I heard that song is got a few lines about Dave Mustaine wanting to be an astronaut. So, not looking forward to that one. But, anyway. I will do a full album review when I listen to the whole thing a few times. It takes me a few times to get used to music, or like get into new music. A lot of music, when I hear it at first, I don't like it. Like back in early high school, I wasn't really a big metalhead. I was really I liked a lot of rap music because, being in middle school, early high school, at the time that I was, that's what everyone listened to. But I also was, and I still am, a big like 90s rock, grunge guy. Like I still listen to it all the time, but in high school that was me. I loved Nirvana. I loved Red Hot Chili Peppers. If you want to talk about everyone from the grunge scene, the big four from the big grunge scene. There's Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains. So yeah, 5 we'll say. That whole crowd. But then I got into metal because of my dad. My dad's a big, like, tried and true old school metalhead, and I always hated listening to his music. But then one day, it just kind of stuck with me, and years later, I'm a metalhead now. So it's gonna take me a few listens to get used to this new album, because there might be some things I hate at first, and then I listen to it a few more times, and then I'm headbanging to it. Like when Night Stalkers first came out, I fucking hated that song. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, wait, this song actually kind of shreds. So, so we will have an album review coming out. We will have a advice video possibly coming out. Obviously, I'll keep up the gaming content just because it's something I like to film, and it's pretty easy to make. So, anyway, the game wraps up in a minute here because I believe the time ran out. I've never been able to record like a full game, but that's okay because, as you know, if you're a player of this game, the games can run up to like 2 hours, an hour and a half, I think. And listen, an hour and a half video would be sweet, but I think I would have to take a break in between. But we end up winning. It's the Americans. I think I end up with like 6 or 7 kills, nothing too impressive. It wasn't that impressive gameplay from me, but I'll keep recording, and if I get a good gameplay, then I'll upload it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Thank you for listening. If you made it all the way through, I appreciate your continued support. And this is the clip I was talking about where I missed like 8 shots in a row, and then he just rips into me. I will continue uploading. I'm trying to make time to upload videos and get it all done. So, anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the continued support. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Later.